Hi guys, I'm back to you with another video, and today's gonna be a little different. Today's gonna kind of be a work experience with a company I worked with, and yeah, I've never done one of these videos, and I've worked at a couple of places, but let's get to it. California dreaming about you. So, first of all, let me tell you where I work. I started working at Legoland, and I got interviewed a day. I don't even remember all of this information. I got interviewed, and everything went well, and I didn't think anything went bad. I thought I was gonna get hired. They actually asked me for like my number, my name, everything, all that stuff, and it went well and everything. But then I didn't get a call like within the first week, and not even like I thought I was gonna get like the call like before the weekend, but I didn't. So I'm guessing I thought to myself like, okay, I'm guessing they didn't like something about me, or because they saw my tattoos as well. So I didn't get hired. So on to the next. So I didn't even go apply anywhere else. I kind of just like skipped out on everything and was just like, all right. So 2 weeks went by, and I get a phone call. No, I get actually a text message, and this is just like a random out of nowhere. They had my number and everything. So I get a text message on a Thursday asking if I could work like 5 days, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not Monday and Tuesday, and then like Wednesday, Thursday, and then on. And I'm all like, well, I did want this job. I did want to try it out, and yeah. So I'm all like, this is out of nowhere, and I was kind of like upset about it because it's like I wasn't expecting this. I'm not ready for it, but I went with it. So I'm like, all right, yeah, sure. And she gives me the times and everything. And then it took 2 weeks to get a schedule, I guess, put together. I don't know how that works. I trained for a day, and it wasn't really training to me. It was more like a tour. They just took us they took us to 3 spots, showed us around, and showed us where we eat, as in like for our lunch break. Showed us the 3 main spots where we would be taking pictures, and I actually never went to any of those. I took pictures somewhere else. And by the way, I was a photographer at Legoland, and also known as a third party. Training was pretty much to tour like me. They explained everything as in what we would be doing, where we would be doing it, and that's pretty much it. And then they showed us around the whole kind of park, and they didn't show us the water park, which we do take pictures at. They just showed us 3 locations where we would be having our lunch, and that was pretty much it. And it was like a 2-hour walk tour, and then we would go into a room, and they would just have like slideshows showing us who was like the owner of the park and stuff like that. That was supposedly our training, which to me was a tour. And then they expected me to know everything, as in where, like, they would write on a whiteboard your name, where you go to take the photos, and what time. And I'm like, okay, so where's the, like, they would initial the place, so it's even harder for me because I don't even know it. This is like a first day for me, and I'd be like, okay, so where's this at? And they'd be like, next to this place. I'm like, okay, where's that at? Like, you know, and it wasn't easy for me to like learn everything and like right away, like, and especially that's initial, like it was even harder. So I literally was just grabbing a map and then circling where my places were for the day, and I would go earlier than my time said because I didn't want to, first of all, be late to the photo place to take the pictures, because we would do photos for the like I don't know, I don't want to call mascots, but like the Lego people. There was guys in suits to take pictures, and then also you would take random pictures just around the park, but you had scheduled times for the meet and greets for the Lego characters. So I would leave earlier to take pictures of them. And also I did, usually supposed to do 2 a day, and one time I did 3, which was so hard because it was like, this is just an example, I don't remember the exact time, and usually they're only 30 minutes long. So let's say one was at like 2:30 to 3, and then my next one actually started 3 to 3:30. So I had to like go to this place and then run to the next one. So like, and that wasn't even supposed to be for me. It was supposed to be for another person, but I'm guessing either they couldn't make it or something. But I took the spot for them, and that was really hard. Expected me to know the prices of the photo, like 1 photo, 2 photos, 3 photos, the albums. Like they had different kinds of packages, and they expected me to know all the prices when they didn't even tell us the prices. They expected me to know how to work the register when I've never used the register. They expected me to know their whole like system when they didn't even teach us how to use it, which was really hard. But I mean, I got a hold of it. I ended up selling and selling and selling and selling, but that was like the worst. And oh my god, and they'd get mad when I'd ask for help, like, okay, can you help me like put this, like how do you do this or that, like, you know, how do you, it was just like really irritating because they'd get mad at me for asking for help. It's like, it's not my fault, you guys didn't teach us how to do anything. Like, you just told us the park, who owned the park, where everything is, and that's it. Like, you guys didn't teach us the price or how to use a computer or how to use a register, and like your system is difficult, like, and you guys are so unorganized. I told them, and I was like, whatever, you know, like whatever. So they never had me in the system, like to get my checks. They never had me on there, so they just gave me a prepaid card and put my money in there, and it took me 2 weeks to receive it. And I'm like, I kept asking and asking, when am I getting my check? Like, am I ever getting paid? You know, like, I was just like getting so irritated to the point where I was like asking for it every day. And the reason I was asking it is because it was my payday and I never got it. And I was just like, do you know when I'm getting it? Like, and after I kept like kind of nagging on them, they finally got it to me. And like, the main head didn't even know I had it, and I was just like, yeah, she gave it to me. Like, and she's like, oh, okay, like was I not supposed to get, like, I don't know, it was just really weird. I got it really late, and I never got my schedule on a computer. Like, I never, like, you know how you look up your schedule on a computer usually, or it's like taped up somewhere where you're working, it's usually like put up or something. I would get text messages get like for my schedule, and I didn't know why. Usually for Legoland you'd have to look it up on their site, kind of like on your work site, and I never got the opportunity to, and I really didn't care. It's just like, it was just so unorganized. They didn't know when I was gonna work. It was kind of like really just difficult with them. I told them they were unorganized. They know they're unorganized. They just did not know how to do anything right. Like, no offense. And I ended up quitting because I was getting my money late. I wasn't getting paid the full amount I was told, and yeah, I wasn't even in their system. Like, usually when you come to work, you slide your like card, and I had my card, but I wasn't in a system, you know, like, so I would write my time in, time out, lunch breaks and stuff like that, and it was just so irritating and really not fair. But I got over it, and I'm just like, can I just get my check? I'm like, I'm just gonna end up quitting because you guys don't explain much. You guys get mad when I ask questions, so apparently this is not the right place for me. But there was a good side to it. Like, I did love photography. The photography was really fun, and I enjoyed doing it with the characters and the kids. I love children. I love being around places with like a lot of people. But apparently like the negatives and the positives did not even out. Like, there was a lot more negatives than positives. And I still do photography. I still work around kids. I have a kid, and I have like a lot of like people around me all the time. But if you're gonna work at Legoland, don't be a third party, don't be a second party. Work at Legoland, like the first, like the actual thing. Because when you work at like a third party, second party, they treat you like shit, and they do not help you. They do not support with anything. Like, is bullshit. It's not worth it. And yeah, that's a bad negative. But that's my experience working at Legoland as a photographer. Anyways, one more thing. For October, I am doing, every day of October, I'm doing a costume for each day. So if you have any ideas or characters or whatever, comment down below and maybe I'll choose some. But look forward to that, and have a good day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.